When I became a punk, my problem was that the world is so mismanaged and the people who run the world are so awful that we have to fight against them. And that's when I became an anarchist, because I thought, we don't want those leaders. Young kids can do something, we can change the world, and that's what punk was for me. And then sometimes I got the sensation like, there you are going into battle, and where are the troops, you know what I mean? And punk was all about people having a good time in the end, so I got a bit disillusioned that we would get anywhere. And that's when I started to realise that culture was important and ideas were important. Young people who've ever lived since time began have never had to face this threat, which is mass extinction of the human race. And so, you know, I mean, just try and sort that out, see what we can do. It depends on numbers. One person can't do much, but lots of people can. You've just got to join into this thing. I'm an example of one person, and I use my job because I've got a lot of credibility as a fashion designer, and I get the opportunity to open my mouth. And so people say to me, what's the inspiration of the last collection? I said, I can't talk to you about that. I have to talk about fracking, or I have to talk about Julian Assange. Wonderful man. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man. So that's what people can do. They can talk to people. That's all it is. Enter the public debate. And what I'm saying about voting is that in those days I wasn't sure about voting, and sometimes I didn't vote because we didn't want those awful people in charge. But it didn't do any good, and I think you can do more good by voting. I think that the numbers kind of count more in the voting than they do if you don't vote. Young people are the ones who don't vote, and if they would vote, especially in this country, because this country is very, very important, it's got such prestige with the people who run the world, that any small thing that happens here will affect it a lot. And let me just say that the public debate that we hear about on the internet a lot, I'm really, really encouraged to think that because of the internet, this public debate can rise and rise like a great big tidal wave and force the politicians to do what we want, or challenge them and take over. I really don't know, but engage with the world. And at the moment we have an opportunity to vote, and it's just worth doing. You know, if you think afterwards, well, that didn't do anything, that's rubbish, at least you tried, and it means you've already got engaged with the world, and you can carry on and keep on taking part in this public debate, which I think will change everything. But I want to say that again, which I hope will change everything. Otherwise, we've had it. Voting, you know, you only get the chance in England once every 5 years. It's the only time politicians tell you they're going to do anything. After you've voted, they do what they want. So you think, well, why should I bother? And I bother because I do know one party who I can trust, and that's the Greens. If you don't vote for the party you do believe in, you'll never get the party you want. Forget tactical voting, they're a bit better than the others. They're not. They're cowards, hypocrites, criminals. Change the world. Vote.